Talk Pro. Well, this is our sixth day of doing drills, and I tried to show you some things about doing drills as well as the drill itself, because realistically, and the truth is, it isn't the drill, it's how you coach the drill. But there is some things about a drill that you have to be careful to include. One of them is that the drill relates. I really believe, and I would have it no other way, that if the drill doesn't relate to what you're doing, you're just wasting your time. I don't care how pretty it looks, how classy it looks. I see drills that people are running, I don't even know what in the world they're doing, and that includes in the NBA. All kinds of little gimmicks, but nothing that relates to what they do in a game. That's very important, and that you have a purpose. You must have a clear purpose in why you're running that drill. What is the purpose behind the drill? What are you trying to teach? What are you trying to help the players to learn? And the third thing I wanted to show was how we approach details. In every one of those five, this will be the sixth drills, we were careful to explain the details of the drill, how to set it up, how many balls you needed, all of those kind of things, as well as the purpose and how it related to our system. I can't teach anybody else's system. But the next segment, my thought now is, and I will follow through with it, is that segment is going to be entirely on how to coach a drill. Drills are very important. They are what makes us smooth and effective and play instinctively on the floor on game night. Without them, we could not reach that. But there's too many people who believe the drill itself is just the key. It's a magical thing. No, you're the magic. You're the person who's going to make that drill effective. And because the players are going to do what you want them to do, I hope. You have to be the coach. You have to pay attention to details. You have to show the purpose. You have to do all of those things. My next segment is going to be completely about that. Well, today we have a drill called an outlet pass, a fast break outlet pass drill. I spent a summer with my assistants, and we studied fast breaks. We realized that there weren't many 3-on-2s, 2-on-1s. We had kind of thrown that out of our practices. Because we didn't see anything like that in games, no matter which games we were watching, ours or somebody else's. And so we were looking for things. I was actually looking for what I call a sweet spot where we were able to get the opponents outnumbered. So all I really cared about, didn't care where everybody was. I wanted the players to learn how to improvise in the fast break. And they could only do that by practicing improvising on it. They had to see things, feel things, so that they knew where to go, where the best place to go. Well, what we found out are a couple things. First of all, if you don't get a fast break, if you don't get the ball down to the other end in 4 seconds or less, and I'll show you why. Where we had always thought was if you could get the ball to the free throw line on your outlet pass, that was the best place. I was wrong. Probably most of you were wrong also. If you get the ball to this guy, you won't get a fast break because your defense is right there. They're in line with the ball, and they can run as fast as you can run, and they don't have to worry about lanes or balls or anything like that. They just got to sprint. They can get there if the ball starts here as fast as anybody else, any of your players can get there. What we found is that in order to get to a place where we could outnumber them, the outlet pass had to go somewhere between the top of the key, you've kind of got a notch there, and the timeline. This is the area of the sweet spot. If we got it to there on the first pass, and our player sprinted, not out of control, but a very good speed, we would get them outnumbered briefly. And then we knew that if we couldn't get that, we were prepared with our monk offense to just keep right after them and not let up on them, because even though they were there, they probably weren't ready to play defense. They didn't know where their man was, all those things that were happening. So this became our key. This became what was most important for us. We found, though, that a lot of teams tend to throw to one of these two guys, a lot to this guy. No fast break. You don't have one. Or whatever side of the course you are. This is what you have to get good at. And your guards or your outside perimeter men, whoever they are, have to get good at getting out to those spots quickly without giving up rebounding, getting out to those spots quickly and making themselves available, because this guy is fighting a lot of people to get that pass out. So the drill that we're going to show you is one that we designed to work on those things in particular. By the way, one of the best guards I ever had, and that includes being in the NBA, at getting to the right spot and being available and making himself available without sacrificing his rebounding, defensive rebounding, was Maurice Cheeks. Very, very best. Instinctively, he knew just where to go. And we didn't care whether it was here or wherever it was. We just had to get it out in here. He could find the right spot quickly and make himself available. Now the drill, and I want you to pay close attention to the little things I talk about here. The drill setup of it, you know now the purpose of the drill. You know how it relates. Now we're going to show you some of the details. We run with 2 men at a time and a coach. The rest of the players are matched up over here. They're all lined up. Each pair has got a ball. That's what we insist on with that. Now the coach then throws the ball on the backboard. We don't care. We don't want it to be an exact rebound. We want this guy to be thinking about the things that we want him to think about, not about where the ball's going, all that. He throws it up on the backboard and makes it a nice rebound, so this guy can jump high, grab it out of there, turn, usually to the outside, not always. He's got to feel that. That guy might be over here. He's got to feel and be able to make the pivot. But what we want him to do is pivot as quick as he can and look for this pass. The man out here who lines up with him, when the shot is taken, he steps in like a rebounder. When the rebounder gets possession, he sprints and gets to those spots that we were talking about in there and making himself available. And by that I mean he can't just jog out there, and he can't just be there. He's got to have his hands up ready. He's got to let that rebounder know, here I am, because this guy is fighting a lot of problems. If he throws the outside pass, outlet pass here, we don't care where the dribbler goes. We tell them if it's best if you can go to the middle, but don't worry about it. If you can't, just take it down the sideline. That's good enough. Get it down there as quickly under control as you can. The rebounder now, as soon as he made that pass, he's to sprint and find a place, make good judgments here, and it usually is about here. He's got to make the judgment. Did this guy take it middle? Well, he can go here, or he could go here. If he goes down the sideline, he can still go there and come crashing in from the other side, but he might choose to come down the middle. And here's a rule. Anybody, dribbler or runner, that comes down the middle stops at the free throw line. Trust me, that takes away the congestion, regardless of who it is. Now, they get to work at this point. On the shot, they will get out of the fast break. Now, here's how it could happen. They say he went to the middle. This guy's coming down the side. Okay, he's looking for the layup, but maybe he sees it's going to be congested, and he pulls up here for the little jump shot. We want him to work on that shot. We want him to work on a layup. I mean a tough layup. Catch that ball and go right up strong and put that ball in the basket. Too many guys weenie out on that and throw something up from 4 feet when they could have taken it right in for a layup, a dunk, if they can dunk. So this is a good shot here for that wingman, or here, jump shot, or a layup. He's got some choices to make now. Say he's in the middle. He can pull up for his jump shot. If he's in the middle, though, we tell them that you have to be able to see if this spreads out, which it does a lot of time, and your man is going backwards in chaos, and you can take it right in, that's fine. That's fine, but otherwise stop there and take a look. The same thing over here for the ball. This gives him an opportunity to see things. Now, once the 2 guys have gone, the next 2 jump right on, throw the ball to the coach. He puts it up on the backboard. As long as they're past the timeline when he does that, there will be no problems with people running into each other. When they get really good at this and know the drill, and you don't have hardly any teaching to do, this can go so fast, bingo, out, running, next guy steps up, they're going. But the coach has got to watch this guy. He's going to cheat to get out. You can't allow that. Okay, now here's the other things you can't allow. Well, let me finish this. When these guys have all gone, they form another line down here. If you can, you have a coach here, and they line up, but now they're going this way. Then, after a while, you switch this guy over here, them over here, and now they get used to doing it both ways. Tell your outlet men, don't always go to the side, come down the middle, so the passer has to look and see and find you. Make yourself available. One more thing, we teach this guy, not the first day or 2, but we want this guy to learn how to, if he's jammed up here, to power dribble out of there. Now, this guy keeps going a little bit longer. Now he's got a longer pass, and now you got a pretty good chance. If he can bust out of there with a double, 1 dribble or 2, And this guy doesn't just stand and gain some ground here. That can be devastating. You can get 2-on-1s if you can do that. Now, before I leave you, I can't emphasize this enough. Don't let your players be sloppy passers. You know, in the NBA, you got guys that have played in 32 years old and everything, and they have a tendency to just come down and throw the ball here, pass the ball over here, because they're skilled, they're veterans and everything. And they will say, well, I know in a game I would do it right, coach. Yeah, well, they don't. They don't. They revert to what is wrong. That's because that's what they practiced. So as a coach, you tell them, I don't want a lazy bounce pass in here to a cutter. I want a direct pass, hard, quick, and let that guy catch it right in his hands and go up strong. If you're going to throw a bounce pass, it's got to be a quick bounce pass. Every pass in this whole thing is a passing drill. You got to stay on top of things. The last thing is, coaches, you got to practice this. I've never mentioned this to you before in these drills, but you see this little thing, throwing it up here? You better not just walk out there and think you can do it, because you can't do it. You won't do it. Practice it. Go up on that gym floor all by yourself, get a ball, do it over and over again so you know just exactly where you got to put the ball. Make your coaches come with you and do the same thing. Then you be the rebounder and you make that outlet pass, okay? So you see what that guy has got to do. Now you can teach those guys because you know it. And then get in here and do this job. And with your staff, you don't need any more than 2 or 3 guys with you. If you can't find your staff, or you don't have a staff, get some guys out of class or something. Find them. You know, their janitors are walking around doing nothing. Get them up there. They can all help you, but don't overlook this. Very important. Go on that floor. Well, next time we're going to talk about how you coach a drill. I don't care how many clinics you go to. You never see one where they tell you how to coach those drills that they're putting on. They got it all drawn out nice. But then you go out there and you don't know what to do as a coach. If you will do this, go on that floor and work on it and practice it yourself, you'll be much farther ahead than most coaches. They just walk out there and all of a sudden they find out that ball isn't coming off right, this isn't right, but then it's too late. And the players, then you lose a little pizzazz with them. They begin to wonder, does this guy really know what we're doing? He gets all flustered in practice. Don't ever let them think that. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for the 6 times you've attended really well. We've had a tremendous viewership during these 6 drills, but the 7th one is the most